Hi guys! Ang topic na i-discuss ko ngayon ay accounting for leases under IFRS 16. Sabihin ko na, mahaba itong topic natin kaya hinati ko siya sa 5 videos. Sa ngayon, i-introduce ko lang muna kayo sa basic concepts ni leases. Alright, so let's define what is a lease. Lease is defined as a contract that conveys the right to use an asset for a specific period of time in exchange for consideration. In Tagalog, ang lease ay nagpapa-upa. Who are the parties under contract of lease? Nandyan si lessor at si lessee. Sino si lessor? Si lessor ang nagpapa-upa under the contract of lease. Sino naman si lessee? Si lessee naman yung nangungupa under the contract of lease. What are the different classification of leases? Under IFRS 16, there are 2 classifications of leases: finance lease and operating lease. Finance lease is a lease that transfers substantially all of the risk and rewards incidental to the ownership of the asset. Si finance lease, kilala yan sa tawag na long-term lease. Dito kasi, si lessee ang mas nakikinabang sa lease asset. Kasi most of the time, siya yung gumagamit nung lease asset. Kumbaga, parang siya na rin yung nagmamay-ari nung lease asset under finance lease. Next, operating lease is a lease that allows for the use of an asset but does not convey ownership rights of the asset. Dito naman, pinapagamit lang ni lessor kay lessee yung lease asset. Pero sa dulo, ibabalik lang din ni lessee kay lessor yung lease asset. Under operating lease, hindi pwedeng mailipat yung ownership ng lease asset kay lessee. Unlike sa finance lease, pwede siyang mailipat kay lessee, depending on the terms of the contract of lease. Distinguish natin si inception date at si commencement date. Pag sinabi natin inception date, dito na natin makaklasify kung operating lease nga ba or finance lease ang lease natin. Sa commencement date naman, dito na natin siya i-record sa libro natin. Sa commencement date natin, i-record ang lease transaction sa libro natin. When we are accounting for leases, pupunta tayo or titignan natin yung perspective ni lessor at ni lessee. So first, dito muna tayo sa perspective ni lessor. Ano ba ang mga dapat tatandaan when we are accounting for leases under lessor's perspective? First, a lessor shall classify leases as operating or finance lease. Now, paano ba natin malalaman kung paano ika-classify yung lease as either operating or finance lease? Meron tayong basis. Ano ba ang basis ng classification ng lease? The classification is based on the substance of the transaction rather than the form of the contract. Or, in simple terms, substance over form. Now, titignan naman natin kung ano ba yung mga iba-ibang indicators ng finance lease. Okay? First indicator, there is transfer of ownership at the end of the lease term. Sabi ko nga kanina, under finance lease, pwedeng mailipat yung ownership ng lease asset kay lessee depending on the terms of the lease contract. Second indicator, the lease contract contains a purchase option. Ano ba yung purchase option? Dito, binigyan ni lessor si lessee ng right na bilhin yung lease asset at the end of lease term. Depende na lang kay lessee kung i-exercise niya yung right na yun or yung purchase option na yun. Third indicator, the lease term is for the major part of the useful life of the lease asset. So, ibig sabihin, more than 50% of the useful life yung haba ng lease term. Okay? Pero ano nga ba talaga yung quantitative threshold natin dito? Quantitative threshold is at least 75% of the useful life. Last indicator. The present value of the lease payments is substantially all of the fair value of the asset at inception of the lease. So, ano naman ang quantitative threshold natin pagdating sa present value of lease payments? At least 90% of the fair value of the lease asset. Okay? Now, dapat ba lahat na itong indicators ma-meet para maklasify natin ang lease as finance lease? Answer, hindi. Kahit isa lang dito sa 4 na indicators, sapat na yun para maklasify ang lease as finance lease. Pero in case na wala siyang ma-meet, kahit isa dito sa 4 na indicators, that is the only time na ika-classify nyo yung lease ng operating lease. Malinaw? Alright. Now, under the perspective of the lessor, there are 2 classification of finance lease. So, ano yung dalawang classification ni finance lease? Direct financing lease and sales type lease. Distinguish natin itong dalawang ito. First, sino ba ang lessor under these 2 classifications of finance lease? Under direct financing lease, the lessor is a financing company. An example would be a bank. Doon naman kay sales type lease, the lessor is the manufacturer. Next, ano ba yung mga income na pwedeng makuha ng lessor under these 2 classifications? Under direct financing lease, isang income lang ang pwede niya makuha rito, which is interest income. Doon naman sa sales type lease, dalawang income ang pwedeng makuha ni lessor. First, manufacturer or dealer's profit, or simply known as gross profit. And hindi mawawala ang interest income. Okay? Summarize natin ang lease model ni lessor. So, ang classification ng lease ni lessor ay operating and finance lease. Then, dalawang classification ng finance lease ay direct financing lease or sales type lease. Okay? Next. Let's move on to the perspective of the lessee naman. Ano ang mga dapat nating tatandaan when we are accounting for leases under the perspective of the lessee? First, tandaan nyo lang, all leases shall be accounted as a finance lease. Halos lahat ng leases ni lessee ay i-account na natin as finance lease. Okay? Sir, wala na yung operating lease classification kay lessee? Meron pa naman, pero under 2 exemptions na lang. What are those 2 exemptions? Okay. First exemption, short-term lease. The second exemption, low-value lease. Anong ibig sabihin ng short-term lease? The lease term is 12 months or less. Ano naman yung low-value lease? When we say low-value lease, mababa lang yung value ng lease asset. Okay. Paano natin malalaman kung gaano kababa? Apparently, walang binigay na quantitative threshold si IFRS 16 pagdating kay low-value asset. Okay? So, ano lang ang magiging reference natin for the low-value asset? Magiging reference would be, magkano ba siya kapag bago yung item na yon? Okay? For example, kotse. Magkano ba ang kotse kapag brand new? Sabihin na natin at least 1 million. Masasabi ba nating low-value asset ang kotse? Hindi. Masyadong mataas ang value niya kapag bago siya. Okay? Then, that would be the end of our introductory concept on leases. So, up next, lessor accounting, operating lease. That will be the second part of our lesson in accounting for leases. Okay? So, God bless. Thank you for watching.